What's up everyone? So welcome to Chess Hangout.
Have you learned nothing?
As you all know, Magnus Carlsen has won the Norway Chess for the 4th time. So I thought we'd cover one of Carlsen's beautiful games of the past. And we have none other than Carlsen versus Hikaru Nakamura. So we have Nakamura playing white and Carlsen's playing black. So we have d4, the queen's pawn opening. Carlsen plays d5. We have c4, so Nakamura is going for the queen's gambit. So Carlsen declines it. We have knight c3, a6. So Carlsen is going for the Janovsky variation. So we have Nakamura capturing the pawn, e to d5. We have bishop f4. These are all very natural moves. Knight f6, e3, bishop d3. So Carlsen is going for the exchange early on. Bishop captures, queen captures, bishop d3, just developing the bishop. So we have bishop g4 attacking the queen as well as developing it. So we have Nakamura playing queen b3 attacking this b7 pawn with threat. But Carlsen doesn't care, so he just plays knight c6.
Don't even care.
So over here white can play queen into b7, but it could lead to some complications because you'd have rook b8, and after queen into a6 you have a special move which is knight b4 attacking this bishop as well as the queen. So Nakamura could go for an exchange. So if that happens, then you'd have knight into d3, king d2, rook into b2, check. We have king into d3. This black rook is very active at the moment. So it's not a very ideal situation for white. So Nakamura just wants to avoid that, especially against Carlsen of all people. So he plays h3, tries to drive away the bishop. So he goes to bishop h5. We have knight e2. So now bishop captures, knight captures, and black castles. So rook c1, there's an open file over here, so it's a very natural move for white to put his rook in a very good square so that he controls the entire c rank. So we have knight d8. So you can see that Carlsen already has some plans with his knight, so we'll see later on what he is planning. So we have queen a3. So Nakamura is going for an early exchange with the queen and he wants to go straight to the endgame. But Carlsen avoids that. He plays queen d7. We have white castling. He's playing g6. So Carlsen has made up some plans. So now it's becoming a bit clear what his plans could be. So probably wants to bring his knight over here to e6 and then over here to g7 and then come to this important square onto f5. So that could be the reason. Let's find out. So we have white playing knight f4. We have rook e8, bishop c2. So Nakamura in turn is also making a plans on his own. So he wants to bring his knight over there to d3 and then come out to e5 and control a very, very strong square. So we have c6, just strengthening the pawn structure. So knight d3 as planned by Nakamura. We have knight e6. So Carlsen is also going ahead with this plan. Now we have f4. So now this square is entirely controlled by white and he's trying to gain control of the center. So we have knight g7 and Nakamura over here plays f5, which is a very, very strong move. So obviously you can't capture with the knight because if that happens then you'd have knight e5 attacking the queen as well as a surprise attack on the knight. And after queen plays queen e6 then you'd have bishop into f5 and you are forced to capture with the pawn, and that would expose black's king side and it wouldn't be ideal at all. So over here instead he plays g5. So now we have knight e5 attacking the queen. So goes over to queen c7. Now h4. So white is again, white is going all out and he wants to expose black's king side. And he has played h4, but then again Carlsen avoids it and he plays g4. Now, so you can see that black's pawn on g4 is now well advanced, and it seems to be a very attacking piece at the moment as well, because if black can bring his knights and queens on the king side, white would be in a lot of trouble. So we have queen c3, we have knight gh5, so black is bringing all his pieces onto the white's king side, and it's looking very hard for white at the moment. So we have queen e1, trying to prevent black from playing knight g3. So what do we do? Because obviously this is a very good square for black. We can get his knight over here to g3, but white won't allow it, and he has played queen e1. And over here at this point, Carlsen plays a very brilliant move, which is rook into e5 sacrifice. We have d into e5, queen into e5, and now black can play queen g3 because of this queen over here. So Carlsen has just sacrificed his rook just so that his knights can attack more on the king side, as well as exposing his queen as well now onto the king side. So now at this moment white's king side is very much exposed and is in big trouble. So we have queen c3, Nakamura desperately trying to go for an exchange, but he plays queen g3, plays queen e1, goes back to d6. Black does not allow white to exchange his queen. So now we have queen f2, we have rook e8, rook d1, queen e5, rook d4, black plays c5 and drives away the rook, goes back to rook d2. We have knight g3 as planned, and now the rook has to move, goes over to d1. We have king f8. So black is just playing safe. His king side is exposed, so he's just driving the king onto a safe square. So yes, rook d3, knight e4, attacking the queen as well, and it's a very strong move. Nakamura plays queen e1, but that is a straight loss for white, because instead of queen e1, he could have played rook into d5, which would have been a much stronger move for white. But instead he goes for queen e1, and it's just game over for white at this point, because then we have the next strong move, which is queen f6, and black is threatening to take this pawn, and this pawn is hanging at the moment and it cannot be saved at all, because the knight on g3 is just blocking queen from defending the pawn. So white just captures the pawn, queen captures on h4, we have bishop into e4, but black doesn't care. He plays queen h1 check, we have king f2, knight into e4 check, king e2, queen into g2 check, king d3, and it is at this point that Nakamura resigned the match. White is in big trouble, and black is threatening mate as well. Black's next move will be b5, so he'll be threatening c4 check, and then queen into b2 checkmate after king goes over to d4. So that is what black is threatening, and there's literally no defense, because it's just imagine if you play queen e2 and then your queen's gone, because you'll have c5, king can't go over here. I mean, if it goes over here, then your queen's gone, so that's not possible at all. Only move would be to play knight d2, so that this queen into b2 check is avoided. But to do that, then we'll have knight into d2, queen into d2, and then you'll have queen into d5, and it's game over for white. So hope you'll enjoy it. Please do like and subscribe, and do comment down in the comment box if you want me to cover some interesting games. I'll definitely check them out, and thank you.